Poppin', everyone.
What's poppin'?
How y'all niggas
I'm
doing?
feeling real fucking good. You know, the sun is shining. I'm alive. I'm healthy.
Well, the sun isn't exactly shining.
Well, I'm healthy.
You're healthy. We're both healthy.
We got our
favored and
edges.
blessed.
You know, hello.
Okay.
So, you know, great things are happening in the world.
It should be.
I'm going to Vegas. I'm going to shake my ass. I'm going to have a great ass time. So, I'm really ready for this week to happen.
Right. I really hope the weather changes because we didn't see much of any sun last week.
We didn't. It was raining.
It was gloomy all week.
It was. I forgot.
And it just put me in a sleepy mood. Like I
yeah,
didn't do anything.
I didn't. I was in bed one day for till 5 o'clock with no shame.
Yeah, and I don't want this week to be the same. I want to go to the pool. I want to do stuff. I want to enjoy my week. So y'all better change that shit.
You better change that shit
Period.
as far as you change COVID too. So change all of it together.
All right. So at first I want to mention our new segment called Review and Sip.
Yes.
Where we review something that y'all send us. I think we don't have to just keep it one.
We don't. We can do everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, anything.
juices, shirts, whatever y'all
Sunglasses. Your girl loves sunglasses.
Clothes, bathing suits, whatever you
Bathing
want us
suits.
to review.
Send
while
it to
we
us.
sip, send it to us. We are going to have a video coming out this
Friday.
Friday about it. So check out our first review and sip video. And I also want to mention that we're going to be doing a giveaway pretty soon.
Yep. Once we hit 1,000.
And we're at 800 followers right now.
So y'all got to give us 200 followers, and y'all gonna get something that's mighty fine.
All right, what it is going to be for us to know and for you to find out when we hit 1,000.
Okay.
And just for all the people who've been supporting us and sending us love, thank you. And if you haven't already, you can find us at The Real Sip and Spill on everything except
Twitter.
It's at Sip and Spill
1.
And give us a 5-star rating because we're a 5-star
bitches.
bitches. And the girls are back at it again. Another messy ass episode of Sip and Spill where we create conversations all wow.
Sipping wine.
And I go by the name of Thug Motherfucking Sammy.
And I go by the name Ambitious Knotless Braids Teray.
Knotless Braids Teray.
Yes.
With the blue. Don't forget the blue.
Yes, Nipsey Blue, actually. Call me Lil Nip.
Call you Little Nip. All right. Rest in peace to his soul. Fun fact, growing up, I wanted to be a vet.
Really?
I did. I loved animals. I still love animals, mostly dogs, though. I'm not really a fan of cats or other weird animals. But, yeah, I wanted to be a vet so bad growing up. And then I don't know what happened when I grew up.
I didn't want to be a podcaster now, bitch.
So I changed my mind.
So, a fun fact about me, I don't know if y'all do follow me. Y'all know I want to do everything pretty much natural, like going into that natural life. So I haven't worn deodorant in like a month. I know it sounds crazy. It sounds disgusting, but I have been using tea tree oil like in the meantime because it's like a very antibacterial component.
Tea tree is very strong.
It is. You're supposed to mix it with a carrier oil.
Okay, because I'm not smelling you. So.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
But I actually did get a natural deodorant with no ammonia. Like, what is that? Aluminum? No aluminum. No nothing.
Yeah.
So that is called Each and Every. I'm trying it. It's like a mixture of like essential oils and coconut oil and all that good stuff. So the fact that you can't smell me, I love it. Okay.
Well, I mean, I can't smell the tea tree, so that must be like good.
Yeah, because tea tree be smelling. It's very potent. You smell like an old lady. That's
right, and then it'll keep that smell for like a minute.
Yeah, so the fact that I've been using it for a month and I feel like you can't really. But the thing is, I still sweat a lot. Yeah. But they say that sweating is good, and they say when you use deodorants that have aluminum in it stops you from. Yeah. It clogs it up. So I'm just trying to get everything natural. And I'm also, y'all, I'm on the journey to finding a natural toothpaste. So if y'all know any natural toothpaste, let me know because I've been trying to switch it because I already switched my soap. So
yeah, I'm a very sweaty person, so I can't do that. I need all the aluminum, all the shit, because my ass, like, even when I'm working out, like, especially
you do sweat a lot. When I was working out, I was like, girl, you was like, well, I've been here longer. I said, nah, girl, I just think you sweat more than me.
Yeah, I mean, it's already been, so my sweat glands is already activated, and like I naturally just sweat a lot, and it's just like, which I guess is a good thing because the more you sweat, the more calories you're burning. Isn't that how it goes?
I guess so. I hope so. I hope you ain't sweating for no reason.
I hope so too. So look,
So y'all, let's get into some wine facts so we can get into some tea time.
Tea time.
So the message of today is be free. So I went and I saw this and it said free. It's by Stutter Home. It is a Chardonnay.
I would have saw that and try to take it with me.
You said
it's free?
It's free, yes. Be free, bitch. Hopefully, but it was not free.
Right.
This is a Chardonnay that has tropical fruit flavors. It is rich, creamy. It has apple flavors with hint of a citrus. It has a tart finish. And guess what, y'all? It's alcohol free.
I don't like that part.
That is the catch to it all. The catch 26.
Right. I was over here looking at the bottle, and I'm just like, why'd you not cool it? And
she kept telling me. She was like, do you want to switch wines because it's not cold? Yeah. I was like, girl, let's just drink it. And then I told her the secret off camera, and I was like, it's alcohol free. So what's the point?
What's the point? Like our whole podcast is us getting fucked up while we're talking shit.
Also, but we drank some shots before this, so I think the shots should carry us over. And if not,
we're gonna take some shots during.
We'll probably take some shots during. But Sammy always be like, "I'm not trying to get too fucked up today."
It's just been like 1 or 2 times.
Okay, one time. I'm gonna use that one time for all the time.
Right, it's one time. She's like, Sam's always like, "Girl, I just had shit to do after the podcast."
She's like, "I don't want to get too drunk," so I was like, you know what? I would like. The thing is, I wish I could say that. I wish that we could drink this the whole fucking episode, and then you be like, "Oh, I'm drunk." I'm like, "Bitch, no, you not. This shit has no alcohol."
Right.
That would have been funnier.
That would have been funny. But you told me the secret.
I did tell you the secret because you was whining too much. I was like, "Girl, I just want to try it."
Okay.
Because I was running errands. I'm sorry. Let's try it. So look at the color. It's a nice Chardonnay color. I wonder, how do you take alcohol out of? Like,
I guess it's the same way how you can have non-alcoholic beers.
Oh, and them hoes be nasty.
Yeah.
Oh, and the bright side, it's only 70 calories. So I'm assuming every single glass we have is 70 calories. So
right, because remember last time we got that skinny wine thinking it was less calories,
and it
was per glass.
Per glass.
Oh my gosh! So let's cheers.
So it smells like a Chardonnay. Looks like a Chardonnay.
It does smell like a Chardonnay.
I like it.
It's really juicy.
It is juicy.
It kind of tastes like almost apple juice, like almost.
Almost, but it like definitely is very light.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for someone that doesn't drink, this is perfect for them because it's like the effect of still drinking because of the bottle and the labeling and X, Y, and Z, but you could just like pretend sick.
Right, anyone who's trying to like stay sober, you know, but you still want to have
This is really good.
You still want to have the effects of drinking.
And this bottle was not even expensive. I think I probably spent.
It says it's 3 servings per container. That's not true because this is still a lot of wine left for. They can pour us both another 2.
Honestly,
a glass,
maybe another glass. And the thing, I think this was like only $7 or $8.
Yeah, so it's a
great price point for the taste, the look. I like this a lot, actually. So,
will I ever drink it? No, because I like to get drunk. But if I'm ever a person that doesn't need to be getting drunk anymore, you know, if I have a problem with my drinking and I still want to have the effects of drinking,
you can definitely tell if there's no alcohol in it, though. You know,
because it tastes like juice.
Not juice. I think it tastes fruity. That's the word.
So juice.
Girl, bye. What the green apple shit, that's juice. Because that shit was straight sweet. This one at least has like, you know how Chardonnay has a profile flavor of like.
It definitely has a profile, the Chardonnay profile.
It does. So I'm very surprised. Good job, Stutter Home.
I'm surprised because they're like a low brand.
Yeah, they are. They're like
when I see Sutter Home's like, girl, let me help you out. Right. We ain't about to drink no fucking Sutter Home. But anywho, Lou Williams, he is a NBA player. He plays for the LA Clippers. And you know, right now the NBA is coming back and they're putting them in a bubble. So they are quarantining. They're not allowed to go outside of their bubble, which is in Orlando, Florida.
I love Orlando.
While we wait for the NBA season to start. And he's a little sneaky bitch. You know what he did?
What did he do, bitch?
He went on a excused absence, you know, for whatever reason. And he went to the Magic City strip club in Atlanta with the rapper J. Carlo.
You know what I feel to that? Mind your fucking business. If you see me out and I tell you that I'm sick, mind your fucking business.
Okay, but he tested positive for corona since he went out.
Who hasn't tested positive for corona?
I haven't.
I haven't either, but I'm saying I'm pretty sure we probably caught it though, because I mean, from the exposure that we have to a lot of people.
One, I feel like it's selfish because everyone else has to be away from their family. Everyone else is quarantined. Yeah. Everyone else is following the rules. And you left to go see some ass and titties.
Mind your business.
It's selfish.
If you see me out, mind your fucking business. Because guess what? People don't want to be like that.
If I'm paying you millions of dollars to sit your ass home and dribble a basketball, sit your ass home and dribble a basketball.
If you pay me millions fucking dollars, I signed the contract under contingency that you go mind your motherfucking business and let me do what I got to do with my millions of fucking dollars.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
It doesn't work.
That is not how it works. You sit your ass down.
Personally.
And then he caught COVID, so now he has to quarantine for 10 days outside of the...
Well, I guess that's like the kickback to it. So it's like you really wanted to see some ass that bad.
Right.
Now you have to pay the consequences, and you're probably not going to get paid for it either.
Right.
So you know what? I guess it's like, okay, you got what you wanted.
But was it worth it?
Was it worth it? So
I mean, maybe it was to him.
It maybe was, because maybe he really has it. Maybe he can't stand his wife and kids, and this the one time.
Right, he got to see some ass. And then the funny part is he lied about it and said, oh, I was reminiscing because I miss my homeboy so much, while he was wearing an NBA-issued mask. So,
shit, I mean, if it's free, it's me.
Clearly, it wasn't an old picture. I mean, honey, you did what you did. It's cool. It's funny. Just don't lie about it. The lying part makes you look stupid because
niggas lie unprovoked.
Niggas lie every day unprovoked. So you know what? I'm not surprised.
It does not surprise us. So there is a congratulations in order. My good sis Sierra had a child during this fucking pandemic.
Yeah.
So congratulations for staying beautiful, youthful, and amazing, and just the black queen that you are, and everything that you represent, and you and your husband, because I love y'all so fucking much. So yes, I forgot what the child's name was. I saw it earlier.
Wynn Harrison Wilson.
Oh, that's so cute.
And it's an interesting name. I don't know why, but I feel like celebrities always give their children different names.
Weird, like,
because you're rich. So
why the fuck? Yeah, why wouldn't you give them a regular name?
So I mean, I'm very happy for Sierra. Sierra makes me feel like fairy tales exist. Mm-hmm. There's really no happily ever after. And we don't know what's going on in their relationship and what goes on.
A lot of happiness, because I ain't getting pregnant by a nigga that didn't do shit the first time around. So not only to take care of my child that's not yours, you gave me a child, and then you gave me another one. I don't know. Sound like you happy to me. Shit.
Right, and she's like, not like Cinderella, but that's like our little black princess.
Yeah,
like, wow, she really got her happily ever after.
Because wasn't she the princess of what was she? The princess of R&B or hip hop when she was like first started?
Yeah.
They were calling her that. The princess of something. I don't know what it was. Sorry, I wasn't that big of a fan.
The princess is here.
Sierra, this beat is automatic,
superstar, hypnotic, funky, fresh. Something. This would be goes through my chest.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, congratulations, sis. You know what? You shitting on freaking Future, because right now he battling his other baby mama because he tried to freaking get the paternity test dismissed. That he's the father.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, you don't want to be the father, dad.
This is how I feel. If someone is trying so hard not to be your baby daddy, I think that you should boss up, be the woman that you need to be, and you lay down with this man. I know it's equally his responsibility as well, but if things did not fall as you think, you still got to live your life. You got to stop chasing this bag. Because
he got to pay up, period.
He has to pay up eventually, but I think you need to stop trying to make him be part of the life of the child that he does not.
I don't know if she's trying to make him be a part of the life. I think she's trying to make him pay the money he owes her. So he's trying to get the paternity test dismissed.
But
he don't
here's
pay
my
the money.
question. Do you think that this effort would be the same amount if it was just a regular nigga?
Absolutely not.
That's why I feel like, bro, just take your L, bitch. You did not get what you wanted out of this.
Right.
Take your L. Because
I mean, it might be because sometimes I know some of my friends. Well, one of my friends actually, she has a regular boyfriend, but she's going through court to make sure he pays his child support.
Okay, but that's needed. Doesn't she have more than one child? Like, this is not her only child.
That's her only child with him.
Oh, I mean, her only child in general.
That's her only child. General is with him.
Okay.
So I mean,
well, I can see it. Maybe she's just like hurt, but I just think that you should know. I know I keep like people always say like you never know who someone is until you have a kid with them. You know who the fuck they are before you have a child with them. Let's be real, because
I agree and I don't agree, because sometimes, there are signs that people ignore, and they're like, "Look, he's showing you who he is."
Yeah.
And some people totally switch up and become a different person when you have a baby.
But this nigga, it's not like this is his first child.
Oh, with Future, she has absolutely no excuse.
She has no excuse. I'm like, this nigga got kids on kids on kids on kids. Like, this nigga is like the modern day Joe Jackson, because Joe Jackson had like hella kids.
He's the face of toxic niggas. Like, you know what you're getting with Future. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty sure she was thinking, oh, I'm gonna get my bang.
They all think they gonna get the bag.
And then you find out that this nigga really ain't shit. So he will do anything. This nigga is trying to get the fact that he is the father thrown out in court, so he won't pay you your 26 cases. And at that point, I'm just...
Cut your losses at this point. Be a boss, bitch. Acknowledge that that's your he's a father and he's the one that's missing out. But stop chasing this man to do what he's supposed to do as a man. That's it. I'm not trying to say that we don't need men or men are not needed, but if you knew what kind of nigga he was when you was fucking with him, because let's be real, like, we didn't even know that he was fucking this bitch until she got pregnant. It wasn't even like you was a girlfriend. You was probably just like a fuck buddy situation type shit. So to him,
it was a one-night stand.
No, she said that they were like having sex for months.
Oh.
So I'm just saying, even if you guys like have a friends with benefits type of thing, did y'all not have a contingency? Like, what if I get pregnant? Like, because you're going into something unprotected.
When you're fucking raw, definitely.
There's a possibility you're gonna get pregnant.
Yeah.
So to me, it's just like, y'all never had these conversations like, what if I was to get pregnant? Because, you know, if you straight up have a conversation with a nigga like that, they'll be like, either, oh, have an abortion, or like, I don't want a child right now. Like, you know, they'll be like candid.
Yeah.
Because Future look like a type of nigga that would tell you, like,
he don't want a child.
He don't want a child, or he'll tell you where he stands with it.
Yeah.
But y'all,
or maybe they did have that conversation, and she still chose to keep the baby after he.
And once again, that is your fault because
Yeah.
you knew what you was getting yourself into. I'm not preaching abortion. I'm just saying, be smart, sis. And you chasing a nigga that's not trying to give you a piece of his bag. So
yeah, I mean, honestly, whenever what she asked for originally was reasonable, and he should have just went with that. And the fact that he tried to fight it so hard, and now he's paying more than twice than what he was supposed to pay.
Yeah,
just pay up, dude.
Once again, you get what you fucking deserve.
Right. So Boosie motherfucking badass. He is my favorite toxic baddie.
That nigga is a badass for sure.
Right, he's like a bad little kid. Like, you know,
he just want to pop him in his lip.
Right, like, why you so bad for? You know, but he's the reason why everyone has a fade the way they do. So that's like, he's
I hate the Boosie fade.
I love a nigga with a Boosie fade. Okay, that's just so adorable to me. But anyways, his hood rat ass had a party up in Atlanta, and you know the whole hood showed up.
I bet you they wasn't wearing a mask, bitch, were they?
There was 2 masks in sight, and a whole bunch of bitches and niggas just, it was covered with people.
That's
like
disgusting.
Everywhere was a person, a lot of ass shaking, a lot of hood nigga shit.
You know what? Guess what? I love a lot of hood nigga shit. So you know what? I can appreciate it from a distance, but actually being in that, like, because you know, I have friends here and there that be asking me to go out, and I'm just like, I'm not that thirsty to be out in the Houston scene.
Me
like,
neither.
But you will catch me on my Snapchat at somebody's house. But I feel like
intimate scenes are different.
But I think that isn't the exposure just the same though?
Yeah,
it is. But I just think that to me, I'm like my chances are 1 in 10 instead of 1 in 120, 150. Right. So to me, I'm not that thirsty to be out on the scene. Because trust me, I'm going to be seen when it's time to be seen. I'm just saying, like, y'all chill out. Come on. Y'all know the news is going to make a fucking spectacle of it. And y'all niggas live off of fear. So y'all going to be scared and y'all going to do whatever they say. Because let's be real, Corona is the new normal.
Yeah, COVID really has no end in sight, and we're all trying to adjust with it. We're trying to live our lives normally while being as safe as possible. So that comes to the topic of conversation, adjusting to the new normal.
Yep.
So how am I trying to adjust my life? Honestly, I'm still trying to be the same old me, just a little more careful.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still not following all the guidelines. I'm still going out. I'm still hanging out with my friends. I'm still planning to travel. You're going to Vegas. Like, I see people traveling. I see people going out the country. I see people on boats. I see people at bars and clubs. Yeah. It's like, it's so hard for millions of people to just stay at home. Especially a person like me, I'm a busybody. If you know me, you know I'm always on the move. I'm always going somewhere. I'm always doing something. Like, I do not stay still for nothing or no one. So adjusting to the new life has really been difficult for me, and I'm sure for a lot of you people, because it's like, how the fuck do you expect me to just stay at home? Like, I'm sorry. Like, even though it might be a little selfish, but sometimes the risk is worth the reward.
I'm dead.
And shaking my ass in Vegas is kind of worth the risk. You know?
Right. But me personally, I'm adjusting to COVID by making sure that I'm mentally stable, because the news is going to give you a lot of shit that's going to scare you. The news is going to give you, like,
honestly, one of my cousins' dad had a panic attack watching the news.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the news is going to scare you, and I think that most people don't do their research. Like we say, people take everything for surface level. They never really go deeper into it. So I think with COVID happening, I made sure that mentally I'm, like, active in my growth and me trying to make sure that I'm not allowing, you know, these little casualties to get to me.
Right.
When it comes to me being careful, y'all know I can't stand the motherfucking mask. Them masks be having me feel like I'm suffocating, like I can't breathe. And I know it's not a funny thing to joke about because, you know, with the whole George Floyd thing saying you can't breathe. But I'm not equipped to wearing a mask. So wearing a mask, I'm gonna say wearing a mask is not something that I want to do every day if need be. So it's weird that I have to adjust to, like, I'm going to the grocery store because I go to the grocery store probably once a week because I'm that fucking ghetto and I eat that much. And so I'm going to the grocery store and I'm like, shit, forgot my mask. I remember one time.
Yeah, walking all the way to the store and forgetting your mask and that walk back is so ghetto.
Actually, I did not walk back. And I walked in the store and ain't nobody tell me nothing. So I'm just like walking around the store. And the next thing I realized, this is all the stares I'm getting. And I'm like,
because going to the store without a mask is seen as selfish.
It's not selfish. You know what's selfish? Making people wear a mask. Because you don't know what my immune system is like. You don't know if someone can actually handle, like, wearing a mask. Granted, if you shouldn't be wearing a mask, you shouldn't be going outside. I get it. Yeah. But it's selfish for them to think the world is going to stop because they released a pandemic. Yeah. Let that sink in.
I don't think
they released the pandemic
the reason why wearing a mask is selfish because if you're healthy, whatever, you're fine. But people don't know that. So you're not wearing a mask for yourself. You're wearing a mask to stop the spread because you could have COVID. All the mask does is stop you from spreading it. It doesn't protect you from it, but it stops you from giving it to someone in case you have it. So I think not wearing a mask is selfish because you're just saying fuck you, fuck you, fuck
that
you,
is
fuck
me.
you.
That's me.
Catch COVID. I don't care if you give it to your family. I don't care if you give it to your mom. I don't care if you give it to your grandma.
Bitch, and that's on baby.
Care. You feel that way?
I really do because guess what? This is what y'all's government did to y'all. The government released this pandemic and now they are trying to draw back. Girl, we gonna get into this on our conspiracies because y'all know
I'm not a conspiracy
I am
theorist.
really big on conspiracies. I have done my research and I'm telling y'all they can censor conspiracy theories, but they do not censor pedophilia. Y'all tell me what's wrong with that? I watched this video of this grown-ass man who was a father of this girl talking about, like, and you touch me, why? I touch you because you like it. So you guys are allowing videos like that to be on the internet? Mm-hmm. Y'all are letting child pornography to be a thing, but y'all want to censor when a scientist or someone that's part of, like, the in crowd that knows what the fuck is going on, telling the truth, or blowing the whistle on your fucking shit. Y'all want to censor that, but y'all want to fucking tell me that a child telling the older man sucking their dick makes them feel good so they're going to do it? That don't make no sense to me.
Yeah, I definitely don't believe the government released this.
Girl, let me send you my videos.
It gives this has helped no one. So it doesn't really.
It's population control. That it's not about, like, they're trying to control the population.
Okay.
Well, shit, we'll get into it. You over here looking at me like I'm crazy, bitch. I will be on this cuckoo train, bitch.
No,
I will drive it till the wheels fall off.
That's fine. You are allowed to feel the way you feel because that's your opinion. Nope. It's just I just don't think that way. But adjusting this summer with COVID, I think this has been one of the worst summers ever.
I don't think it's been. Honestly, I think it's because I'm a
homebody.
I'm a natural homebody because I've always been home because you know.
Have you tasted it with the?
Yeah, it tastes really good. It tastes like it literally tastes like Chardonnay still, but for me, yeah, for me, it's always been my bitches come over my house anyways because I was in a relationship. So it's like I was always really at home. I was never really in the clubs and doing shit. So this is like kind of normal for me. Like that's why I'm saying it's a new normal. Like I'm like, nigga, I was staying home and bringing bitches to my fucking house. Like I brought the party to me all the time because I was never someone trying to be like out there. And I never really cared to go to the clubs. I like bars. Trust me. I like to shake my ass. I do. I like to do some of that shit. But guess what? I was never thirsty to do that. Maybe 21, 22, but I'm supposed to be 27 this year. I'm 27 this year, y'all. So I've already been stopped doing this shit on a frequent basis. So to me, I only wanted this summer to be like about me traveling. So that's the only thing I can say that, you know, Miss Corona is trying to stop. But guess what? A bitch about to still pop out. What's good?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it's the most worst summer this year because I'm not a homebody at all. I like to go out to do stuff. I like to have fun. So and I'm a big traveling person. Like I take a trip every 3 months. Like
yeah,
clockwork.
You do. Yeah, you do.
Every 3 months, I'm going out the country. Not even just out the country, just somewhere else. So, not traveling has one helped let me save some money, and that's one good thing. And two, it's made me go into a mental headspace where I'm like I felt suffocated because I need to travel it's more of a release for me. It's more of an escape. It's more of me getting out of my reality and for a couple of days just being somewhere else, not thinking about what you have at home, not thinking about your problems, not thinking about any of those things. And I need that. And for that to be taken away from me during the summer, it's just, I don't know if that seems selfish because people are dying and people are going through stuff and people are in a lot worse positions than I am. And I'm complaining about, not being able to travel. So whether that's selfish or not, I don't know, but that's just made the summer bad for me. Like, there hasn't been a summer since summer 2016. Honestly, that has been when Drake released
all summer 16.
Yeah,
all summer 16.
When Drake released Controller, that was like,
that was out of control.
That was the summer of
knowing
all summers.
I lie for you, thinking I die for you, jealousy cry for you.
I love that song. I still jam that song till this day. Okay.
What I can say about COVID and changing, like us adapting, we have to adapt to our different career paths because bars are not open. And the thing is, a lot of people talk shit about, you know, people that work like a wait staff or in the restaurant industry. But people that sometimes are in it either really like the scheduling or they really genuinely enjoy it. And me as a bartender,
industry is like the one job where you can work whenever you want and make a bunch of money.
Yep.
And pretty much control your own schedule.
Yep.
Most jobs don't offer that.
They do not. And with me, I thoroughly enjoy interpersonal relationships. So I love being a bartender. That's just my thing. Like, I get in, get out, and I leave. I don't take any stress home with me. Like, unless, like, you know, it's like in work drama. But for overall, like, being a bartender makes me so happy. It gives me, like, you know, it gives me a little, you know, it's like a little, it's like sometimes it's draining. I'm not going to lie, you know, because the restaurant industry in general is very draining, but
dealing with a lot of people and taking
it's very draining. The thing is, when someone likes interpersonal, like, I like talking to people. I like to know why you think the way you think. I like to know how you're feeling sometimes. Granted, sometimes I'm annoyed as shit and not want to hear it, but overall, I can say for the most part, the reward is a lot bigger than what I go through day to day.
Yeah.
The fact that we can only work 3 or 4 days
and still make
a great amount of fucking money and live and be able to travel and do all the things we want to do. When people give, like, the restaurant industry so much shit when it's such a very convenient job.
Yeah, COVID has made me adjust my career path because, I mean, for the longest time, my mom's been telling me, stop bartending, stop bartending, because we do get off late.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're getting off at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and we're women, and sometimes it's not the safest. One time I got followed all the way home. That was a very scary moment of my life. So I understand it is, like, not a high-risk job, but it is a risky job. But, I mean, like I said, sometimes the risk is worth the reward.
It is.
And this COVID has made me refocus on my career path of going towards nursing, because it's like, okay, all the people who are working right now, most of them are healthcare workers.
Or essential workers.
Right. But healthcare workers, they all pretty much all have their jobs.
Yeah.
You know, they're not getting laid off. They're actually, at this moment, getting paid more to work during this pandemic.
Yeah.
Which I feel like everyone should be getting paid more during this pandemic. And I see a lot of poor people mad at other poor people. I don't understand why you are upset that people who are unemployed are getting an extra $600, but you're not upset that Jeff Bezos made $12 billion in one day. Actually, I'm wrong. $13 billion in one day. So, and he has the power to really just give everyone, let's say, $5,000 and, you know, end this little shit. But you know what? That's a talk for another day.
Did you see what I sent you with Ted Cruz when he said that people in the restaurant industry shouldn't get the extra $600?
Why?
Girl, it was
what was his reason?
He said that it's a choice to be in that job career and X, Y, and Z.
But don't you go to bars and restaurants?
But I think that people don't understand how much stress and how much the restaurant industry gets, and I think it's not fair.
It's not fair.
It's really not fair.
Until you work that job, don't
talk about it. It's like talking about like a janitor, talking down to a janitor.
Yeah.
Because some janitors that work at universities, they're working there so their kids can get free tuition. Because if you work at a university, your child gets free tuition.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you're a janitor or if the teacher.
Right.
So y'all are talking about shit that y'all have no idea about, and I'm just saying the restaurant industry gets so much slack, but it's like, y'all go out to get a good time because y'all don't want to cook. Right. Y'all don't want to this. Y'all don't want to that. And when I have to think about readjusting my career path, I don't even want to. I
want to because I feel like right now being a bartender isn't safe.
It's not.
Being a server is not safe. So.
It's not. I'm not going to go back anytime soon.
Right. Is it something I might do in the future? Possibly, maybe. But right now, I feel like I've been applying for jobs, and there've been more like healthcare jobs or telecommunication jobs.
Of course, telecommunication. If I could work from home and I just like sitting talking shit, reading a script, because if I'm talking shit, y'all know.
Yeah, like call center jobs or whatever. And they're actually paying pretty decent right now. ZipRecruiter, don't use Indeed, use ZipRecruiter. But And like, not only me, but there are over 20 million people who are unemployed. So right now, everyone's trying to find a job, especially because that extra $700 and about to end, bitch. It ended already.
Did it really?
It ended on Sunday.
I thought it ends
on the 25th, on July 25th. Yeah, it ended.
Yikes.
So the extra, but right now they're debating if they're going to do they're not going to do $600, but they're debating how much money they're going to keep giving us. Yeah. So the GOP agreed on $200, which is evil. Like, the GOP, I don't understand how people who get paid over $100,000 a year want to tell me that I don't deserve $600.
And the thing is, you don't deserve $600. And the thing is, the $600 does help. I'm not saying, but also playing devil's advocate, they said that because people are making more money sometimes on unemployment, it's harder to staff like places that like are opening up again, because they're like, no one's applying because they're making more money on unemployment.
And that's not our problem. It's the fact that people are underpaid.
I was gonna say, that is a problem within itself, that people are getting more money on unemployment. We're pretty much getting the same amount, honestly, because when I was working as a bartender, I was making like, you know, 1,000 plus a week.
Yeah.
So technically,
on a good week.
Like on a good week, I'm getting 1,000 plus. Yeah. So it's like I'm pretty much making what I was already making on unemployment.
As unemployment is supposed to be, it's supposed to maintain your life.
Your life. Yeah. So to me, it wasn't much of a drastic change. I mean, I moved into a whole different fucking apartment during a pandemic. Right. So that goes to show you that, yes, unemployment does help. I'm not going to ever down talk anyone that's on unemployment or anything, because you know what? I've been surviving for the last 3+ months. Not working and not worrying about anything, and it's a good feeling. It's been a great feeling.
Working since I was 16.
Since I was 14. Okay,
shit. I've been working since I was 16.
Real ghetto shit. So, you know, I think that if Corona is going to continue, I think that they should be fair.
It should be fair.
And because I'm planning on getting a job, because I just don't like being bored. I think that sometimes I have a lot of idle time sometimes. Mm-hmm. So I can say I would want to get a job.
I don't mind getting a job. I've been looking for a job. It's the fact that people aren't hiring because there's 20 other million people looking for a job. Yeah. So this is literally the worst time to be looking for a job right now. And for you to tell me that someone who is actively looking for a job, who's waiting for employment, that I don't deserve this money, like, I'm sitting my ass doing nothing. I'm doing shit.
Yeah, I've been applying to places too.
Yeah.
I haven't been following up like I should, but I mean, I know I've definitely been doing, like, you know, my due diligence of actually looking for jobs. But the thing is also with me, I'm so used to a certain lifestyle, so to me it's like I can't
do anything else.
I know the thing is, when I'm looking at jobs, I'm thinking, I can't get anything that pays less than $16, $17 an hour. Because when I'm doing the math, and they still take taxes out of my fucking money.
Yeah.
So it's like, to me, I'm thinking all these things that I've never had to think about.
We're coming off of you being used to work making like $30-ish an hour.
An hour.
$25 to $30
an hour easily.
Yeah. With our normal.
with no taxes taken out.
Yeah.
So that's what makes it even more different. The fact that I'm going for a lower pay and you're taking taxes out, I'm like, I need something that has a certain standard. And I'm like, I have a degree. So it's like, I get it. People are like, well, having degrees, it sets me apart, but it really doesn't, because at the end of the day, experience sometimes outweighs the degrees.
Definitely. And a lot of people have been adjusting to COVID. People are becoming more creative.
Yeah.
People are starting new hobbies. People are starting businesses. Mm-hmm. I know one of my cousins started a whole juicing business.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, she did. I'll send you her stuff later. But so people are finding new ways to make income, because this is not it. Mm-hmm. People have mortgages, people have rent, people have to feed their children. So it's like you have no choice but to get more creative during a pandemic.
I'm gonna say, I found I met this woman, and she said that her and her girlfriend started this boutique, like, online, and they have everything on hand and X, Y, and Z. And she said during the pandemic they made more money than they have probably seen working their regular jobs. And they said they're at like this place where they're trying to be on this like push where they're going to start actually leaving their real jobs, regular jobs. What is a fucking real job? Let's not even say that.
Yeah,
their regular job, and pursuing this full time, because this is making them more money than clocking for someone else. Granted, entrepreneurship is not fucking easy. I know that many times
and it's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone. In our generation, everyone likes to glorify that I own this shit, I make my own hours, but most times entrepreneurs are working 10 times harder than you working for someone else. Sometimes it's easier for someone to be part of something other than actually starting something, because the shit is hard. It's exhausting. I know firsthand. I've seen it. So I know Entrepreneurs, y'all are appreciated. The shit's hard.
Yeah.
But I applaud y'all for trying, because who wants to work for the white man?
Not I. Not I.
Not me.
But yeah, a lot of people are starting new jobs. I have a friend who started selling underwear. OnlyFans has went up. Like,
she started selling underwear?
Yeah, she sells underwear.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, get a little cheap underwear from Walmart. You know, wear it for however long the customer wants you to wear it for, and sell
the
it.
customer wears it for. Damn.
Yeah.
Yikes.
And then you sell it. She's making pretty decent money.
That's what's up. I mean, I took up DIYing, and I actually became pretty good at it. I think that a lot of people tell me to start selling some of the stuff I do. I can. But for me, when you start putting a price tag on it, it stopped being fun for you. You have to start meeting like time limits and demands.
That's very true.
So I think I would probably do it recreationally. And if occasionally I want to sell something that I made and I don't want it anymore, I will do that. But for me to know that someone is requesting me to do something, and sometimes I got to be in the mood to do it. Like crafts, like there was one week where I just wanted to do nothing but arts and crafts. And then the next week I just left it there. Like I have like probably 3 unfinished projects in my house right now, and I'm like, I'll get to it when I get to it. But
yeah, so I mean, look, Ruby Rose, she started OnlyFans, and she made $22,000.
That bitch is fine.
She made $22,000 in one day, only posting pictures that was already on her Instagram. So I mean, sis, talk about OnlyFans.
That's a scam.
People always think, oh, she has an OnlyFans, she must be fucking selling pussy. No, she.
And if you are sucking and selling pussy, that's your business.
But you don't. There's that judgment when it comes to OnlyFans, and that's like the only thing that's stopping me from making an OnlyFans. Because I want to make one just to do yoga poses, but I can't, because I know when y'all see that OnlyFans on my bio, you're gonna be like, oh, she hoeing. So.
And if you is hoeing, bitch, hoe well. The fuck, like. Y'all, stop fucking worrying about. We in a pandemic. Whatever the fuck gonna make me make money.
Honestly, you gotta do it, because
you gotta fucking do it, because we ain't got a job.
Jobs ain't it.
Hello.
These jobs ain't paying us enough.
Not a goddamn thing.
I saw this one ad that wanted you to have a fucking master's degree, but paid $12 an hour.
Yikes.
A whole PhD, my nigga, and you want me to pay me $12 an hour? How disrespectful is that?
But think about COVID.
That is so disrespectful.
Thinking about COVID and like you said, a master's. Think about people going back to school during this fucking pandemic. How ghetto is that?
Yeah, that's
we have ghetto. Kids that can barely pay attention to their teacher, having to pay attention to a screen. We have college students that you don't get to pay less, but you can't go to school.
You can't have that full college experience. People who are their first year of college, this is like the worst experience.
The worst.
Ever. Freshman year, you're excited. You want to do this. You want to party. You want to drink. You want to have fun, and then you got to do that from home. And not only that, there's people we're not even thinking about the kids who can't afford a computer.
Yeah.
Kids who don't have internet.
Yeah.
So how are they gonna learn?
Yeah.
Like, are they gonna supply these kids with internet? Are they gonna supply these kids with computers? Yeah. And then people have parents that work, so they're not making sure their child is doing the work that needs to be done. So what the fuck? I don't know what the answer is, but
COVID do better.
I don't know.
COVID do better, because I think that we need to start just thinking about like the humane sense of it. If you want the thing is, the problem why everything spreaded so quickly is because they didn't want to shut things down in a timely fashion. They wanted to, do everything in sections and sanctions and X, Y, and Z. And instead of like
everything spread it so quickly, because the first 3 months our president didn't even acknowledge it. Yeah. He called it a joke. And he was.
It's a joke. It is a joke. He knows it's a joke, because I know it's a joke too. We'll talk about that later. But it's a joke. It's definitely a joke, man. Like, people, do your research. I'm sick of this shit, y'all. The fact that they are paying people $2,000 a week for a vaccine that they want to try. So they're testing on people to see if they can have the vaccine when they had a patent for COVID a whole year ago. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. What's his name? Bill Gates patented it a long time ago, but the reason the patent isn't because to make money off of it. He paid people to research and find a vaccine to help stop
And what does vaccines do, y'all?
But COVID isn't new. COVID has been around for years and years and years.
This strand is new.
Yeah,
so the fact that you patent...
He didn't patent the strand.
This strand is patent.
No, he did not patent.
And not him, but the strand is patent.
Maybe
like, it is patent.
Someone else.
No, it is patent. Like, it's been patented by from China. Like, when he kept saying the Chinese disease, there's already a patent for COVID-19 in Asia.
Well, I mean, before it happened? Before this disease happened?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
A whole year ago. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why they keep saying COVID-19, because it was really, they patented it in 2019.
I thought it was called COVID-19 because it started in 2019.
It didn't start in 2019. They released it in 2019, but it was a patent for it. I'm gonna get my research for you, girl.
Please
I cannot
do,
wait till I get my links and everything, because girl,
I
it's gonna be hard to find it though, because every time I watch a video and go back for it, I'm dead ass. It's gone when I look for it.
But they have to delete stuff like that if they're giving out false information. That's why.
That's not false information though. It's true.
That's why. What's his name? That crazy white man, Alex, whatever. He is censored because he says.
Who's Alex?
Some crazy white man he actually got stripped from CNN. Not CNN, Fox News, because what he says is so crazy that he had to.
It's probably not crazy. Honestly, it's just probably the world can't handle it. It's probably not even that crazy.
Yeah, whenever I figure it out.
So dating.
Yeah,
in COVID.
Adjusting to dating during COVID.
How are you dating in COVID-19?
I'm really not dating.
Yeah, like unless I already know you,
yeah,
I can't date you because you might have COVID for life. Like,
it's hard to date during COVID. You know, there's been a great rise in online dating, and that's a great way to meet people. But the thing about online dating is that some people are fucking crazy. So it's scary to meet someone through, an online dating app or social media or whatever.
Let's take it a step further. Before COVID, people were meeting people online though. So why is it scarier now?
It's not. It's always been scary to me to meet someone online, but that's why, like, when guys tell me to come over, like, I'm just like, no, like, let me get to know you.
Literally, niggas are all they're asking you to do is to come over. Because honestly, they have no excuse because everything's kind of slightly closed, and it's like,
to me, you can still do so. We can meet at a park, which is, I guess it's still kind of scary.
But
we can meet at a gym. We can meet at a restaurant. We can meet anywhere else but your fucking apartment. I feel like guys are using this as an excuse to be cheap ass niggas.
They are using it. They definitely are using it as an excuse, but also it's a valid excuse too, though. Because I mean, when you're just at their house, just drop your pin to your bitches, like, type shit. I'm not telling you to meet new niggas, but if you already been communicating with this nigga before COVID type shit, that is different. Yeah. But if you meet like a completely new nigga, and you like come over my house, no, absolutely not.
And honestly, it's not just me; it's you. Because how you know I'm not gonna rob you?
Honestly,
how you know I'm not gonna call all my bitches and all my niggas?
Because I could call somebody to rob you.
You don't know that. You don't know me. You don't know anything about me besides the fact that I look good. But
real ass bitch.
Give a fuck about a nigga.
Real Birkin bag.
Whole 5-6 figures.
Side note, y'all. I don't know if y'all been watching my shit, but I'm obsessed with the song "City Girls" by Chris Brown. Like, that song is a vibe.
I like it's cool.
I'm like, Chris Brown, you know what the fuck you doing? You trying to capitalize on City Girls being hot. So
I'm obsessed with Pussy Talk by City Girls.
I've never heard that song.
I'll play it for you later.
Girl, I'm ready.
It's Pussy Talk. Hey. But, dating right now it's
ghetto, stay home.
It's just because niggas already ain't shit, and they're using this excuse to already be more not shit. Like, we can't go nowhere, so what are we supposed to do? And I'm like, nigga, we can do anything. We can go to the museum. You can do so much things in public.
Yeah, honestly, you can be more creative, but niggas don't have
be creative.
Niggas don't have the capacity to be creative.
We can do a virtual date. We can.
I'm just on a virtual date. Well, I could, because I don't even like texting. So I feel like most people be like, you didn't text back. I'm like, I don't text back because I don't want to. Okay, like,
yeah, you can get some food sent to my house. Actually, no, because I don't want you to have
my address. Okay,
but you can give me some money to send some food to my, like, anything. Like, there's so many things you can do.
Just be creative.
Just be creative, and it's not that hard. But honestly, if a nigga's not doing it because he don't want to. Side note. So
you said they're not doing it because they don't want to.
If a nigga is not doing it, it's because they don't want to.
I don't want to do that shit. I don't want to work harder during COVID. So I understand what they're saying though. Like, you say niggas don't do it because they don't want to, but I don't want to work harder while I'm dating during COVID just because COVID is happening. I think that if I gotta work harder, I'd rather just not date during COVID.
Exactly, that they're not doing it because they don't want to.
I don't fucking want to do that shit. I feel y'all niggas.
So, side note, there's this guy I met 2 Saturdays ago. We were
have I heard about him?
No, I mean, he's not important. That's why. So, me and my girls, we went to brunch, and it was that Saturday we went to Trez, and we went to this guy's apartment afterwards. There was like 4 of us. We were chilling, drinking.
The Sky House?
Yes.
Okay.
So I met this guy, whatever. He was at the time super interested, and I wasn't really interested in him because he was a hood nigga. Not like a normal hood nigga. Like a hood nigga where he had 4 or 5 guns in his house.
Sounds fun.
Yeah. So, but my girl now, she's like, talk to him. He's cute. Well, he was cute.
Was he?
Yeah, he was adorable.
Aww.
And I'm like, girl, look at him. Like, he's not, but he had properties. He had a good job.
Yes,
whatever.
ma'am.
So I'm like, whatever, cool. We went out to some other place afterwards. He paid for everything. He paid for everyone that was with him. And he bought a hookah. He bought like, it was cool. So he walked me to my car when I was ready to leave. And he was like, I want to see you, whatever. I was like, okay, what do you want to do? He's like, I want you to come over to I said no. I didn't even let him finish his sentence. He said, come up. I said no. So I'm like, that's not what I want to do. I barely met you today.
Yeah, barely met you today.
We know your friend. We don't know you. Mm-hmm. And by the way, we ate his food, girl. He burnt the fuck out the ribs. Like, it was so nasty, but I was so high and drunk, I ate it anyways. But anyways, back to what I was saying. He said, okay, we can do the whole dating thing. I can take you out somewhere. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm like, cool, whatever. He's like, text me when you get home. I did. I texted him when I get home. He liked it. I did not hear from him again until this week Saturday, which was cool. I wasn't tripping. I'm like, you know what? Whatever. He asked to hang out. I said, what do you want to? I was like, I'm not going to your apartment.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm not trying to get you to my apartment. I was like, where is it? He dropped the location. Girl, I did my...
Oh, you told me about this. You said it's somebody else's apartment.
No, it was somebody else's apartment.
I think, still, that would make me feel a lot better, though, than it's not his apartment, because at least there's other people there.
Other people he knows. It's his friends.
Bitch, I would bring my bitches with me.
Okay. So I was like, okay, cool. But at the time, we were in the middle of a hurricane. So I was like, okay, let me ask my girls if they want to come. It was raining. They didn't want to come.
Bitch, I don't even want to leave the house when it's raining. So
exactly. So I'm like, okay, they don't want to come because it's raining. He was like, laugh out loud. Okay, whatever.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Now that we're talking about this hurricane and foods coming up in my system, did you bring me some suya?
I did not. You know why?
Why?
Another side note. So me and my mom made suya on Sunday, which was yesterday.
Yeah, it was yesterday. I was gonna come over, but it was raining, so I was like, nah.
Beautiful suya. It was so freaking good. So my brother says, "Oh, the suya is not fully cooked," which it was our bad because we checked the top. The top was fully cooked, but the bottom wasn't already cooked. Yeah. So my mom was like, "Okay, we're gonna recook it for like 20 more minutes." You know, she comes back to go check on the suya. He was like, "No, I got it. I'll check on it."
Nigga didn't check on it.
Girl, he burnt the fucking suya. The suya that we spent time preparing and making. He burnt that shit. That shit was hard as fuck.
Niggas ain't never gonna be shit. Even your brothers.
To check the suya. And I'm just, how you tell my mom to relax? You got it. And you don't check the fucking suya. So my mom wakes up, she smells it. She's like, what's going on? He's like, oh, I forgot. Yeah, nigga, you forgot to choke. Girl, I didn't want to give you burnt up suya.
You know what? I appreciate that because I would probably talk shit. Like,
who wants burnt suya?
Not me.
Girl, the suya was tender. It was spicy. Because you know if the suya don't burn the roof of your mouth, are you really eating suya? You not. All my Africans know. So yeah, that's why I didn't bring because I didn't want to. But me and my mom said we're gonna make it again soon. So
hopefully it's not raining because I will definitely make that drive.
Yeah, it was so good, girl. I had like 6 of those sticks. Ooh, but
6 of them dicks.
Sticks.
Oh, on the stick. Girl, I thought you said dicks. I said, girl,
I haven't had dick in a long time. So you know what? I might take 6 dicks. Just kidding.
So COVID around the world, it's a lot different than what's going on in the U.S.
Yeah, the U.S. is the ghetto of the world.
Honestly,
of the developed world.
Yes, it's like super fucking ghetto. It's just like we can't sit our asses down. Other people understand the importance of their health, and we think everything is a joke.
It's because it's honestly, let's be real. It's because white people feel like they can't. White people don't like being told what to do while wanting to tell everyone else what to do. I don't get that. All we ask for you is to sit your ass down for a little bit, which I understand. I'm not really sitting my ass down too, but I'm not out there protesting, getting fucking haircuts, going to bars, if they're closed, they're fucking closed. That's fine. I'm not tripping. I'm not gonna fight against it because I understand why they're doing it. But for some reason,
it's
this
hard.
is America. We have rights.
I know my rights. I was
country.
watching this video earlier before I came here because we were looking for some more talking points, and they were talking about how most of the country, once like Corona was a thing, like it was heard of, they immediately took action. And with United States, it was like we said, it was like masks weren't even mandated until now. And they said because in Japan or in like, you know, the Asian like countries,
every other Canada,
everybody else everyone was sitting their ass down and let that shit ride.
Right.
And they said now it's like undetectable.
Right.
Us,
everyone else are back to normal.
Back to normal.
Yeah.
And I think that we wanted the economy to keep moving so bad that we could not stop for just 3 months.
Right.
Because most countries don't even allow us to come now because we are still at a rapid pace, still catching corona, losing corona, because y'all, I don't know what y'all thinking in y'all head, but just because y'all caught it once don't mean y'all are immune to not catching it again.
Yeah.
I don't know
There's people who caught it again and died.
I hear the ideology of people saying, "Oh, I already caught it, so I'm good." What? This is not the chicken pox. Like, you can catch corona more than once. I just think I need to throw that out there for you niggas that don't let it like hit you real quick. You can catch corona more than once.
Yeah.
It's just the severity of it when your immune system and what you're doing, because y'all didn't eat vegetables, so that's probably why you're fucking dying.
And it doesn't help that we have an orange dumbass for a president. I mean, and then the fact that, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but he fired the people who were in charge of checking outbreaks. So when this happened, we had no one to, be like, hey, are you listening? There's a whole pandemic coming on. Maybe you should check the city.
Once again, you're saying people that do it, they're the ones that released it. But
I don't believe that.
You don't have to believe it. There's a video out there that they ran a simulation. What would happen if they released a pandemic?
Was that a movie?
No, okay. It was on YouTube and it released last year in November. They had a simulation of what the world would be like if we released this pandemic. And in the simulation, it showed that the pandemic got out of control.
Right. Like it is now. It's out of control.
Yeah. And they released it where first? In New York. Drops mic. In New York. Remember, New York was the worst case when the pandemic came out. That's where the worst case of corona was. New York.
Right. Not because of the population and how everyone's on top of each other, right?
It has nothing to do with that. Because if that's the case, that would be the same for California, because California is overpopulated.
Well, but California is also way more spread out.
I know.
And they're also now they're actually leading the cases in COVID right now.
But you have to think about the congestion of everything. Even Florida would be super crazy too.
It is.
It's crazy because once again, it's a lot of people and but I'm saying.
So it makes sense for New York and Florida and Texas.
It makes
and California
sense because they started it in New York. Okay? That's all we gonna say, man.
So yeah, the rest of the world has COVID controlled and we somehow don't have it controlled at all. And I don't see it getting controlled anytime soon. I feel like we're gonna be
can't control a pandemic though. So there's no amount of masks. There's no amount of tests.
It's controlled in other countries.
It's being contained, not controlled.
Okay.
You can never control something that you have no control over anything. You can't control if you get sick or not. Only thing you can take care of is your immune system. And if you're not taking care of that, everything else is going to go haywire.
Right. So question, is dick worth potentially getting COVID for?
Give me some dick. Give me some dick. Give me COVID.
There's a lot
Give me COVID. I want that dick.
There's a lot of people who, I mean, people are still having sex during this pandemic. People are still having sex with new people.
I'm still having sex during this pandemic. What's going on?
I mean, I'm not, but good for you. But, so.
Dick is worth a pandemic.
Dick is worth COVID?
Yes.
I think.
You know why? Because my immune system is so great. I'm not going to say I will never probably die.
For that dick. She'll go to war for that dick.
Just like Ari, I'm going to die for that dick. Okay, hello. And I'll be okay.
I don't know if I think it's
because I don't think Corona's a joke, but I think it's a joke. I'm in the same sense. I think that I understand the severity of it, but it's not as crazy as everyone is saying. So that's why I'm dick is worth me going over there and X, Y, and Z. If I really want it, room, motherfucker.
Yeah, maybe not anyone new, because it's okay, are you having sex with a mask? Or are you just fucking... I mean,
for sure no one knew. For sure no one knew. You know what I'm
saying? It has to be someone you've already been having sex with, because I'm not about to have sex with a new person.
And then catch COVID.
Just
because you're breathing on me too hard.
Right. Or especially because people like to fuck other people. So
yeah, that's true.
Who knows how many, and niggas being lazy these pandemics, so bitches are coming
over.
I might not come over. Other bitches
is coming over.
So... COVID is not worth the dick. I mean, you have to have like some supreme dick, like some, some August Alsina dick, for me to worth catching COVID over.
Do you think that a mandated vaccine will have to be enforced for the world to go back to normal?
I think it would be, because you have to control it in high population areas like colleges, like schools. Vaccines are already needed for us to start kindergarten.
Yeah.
So I feel like, and people are dying from this COVID. So for them to contain it, you would have to vaccine people. But I don't see anyone taking a vaccine anytime soon, because it takes years and years and years to perfect the vaccine. And that's why they're offering $6,000 for people to
risk their
lives. And I'm not
experiments. That's all I gotta say, y'all.
I don't trust the government, especially as a person of color. I would never.
If you don't trust the government, why don't you trust that they release this?
Because I don't think that's true. But I don't trust the government, especially as a person of color. I don't trust to take vaccines that they're giving me. That's not for me. If you want to test it on white people first, and if they fine, then give it to us. Until then, don't give it no fucking vaccine.
Okay. I mean, I ain't taking no vaccines. My kids are not getting vaccinated, so
So do you plan on homeschooling your kids then?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a known thing. I don't trust these white people. Not just saying just white people. I just don't trust, because most teachers, they say that those who can't teach. So sometimes people that are teachers don't even really love their job. It's just because they couldn't get what they really wanted.
Right.
So
I don't, a lot of bad teachers.
Exactly. It's a hella bad teachers.
Right.
So I don't want my kids in a area where their creativity is not really embraced. It's more of like structured. Right. And I think as kids, you are not supposed to be structured. You're supposed to allow whatever you have to be free flowing and X, Y, and Z. And creativity is not really taught in schools. It's really like shunned against in schools. You have like music class and gym, and that's not enough. So
a lot of schools have the school to pipeline to prison thing, where they're teaching you how to be pretty much a worker.
Obedient.
They teach you to listen to that's why there's bells, because we're getting socialized to make sure when the bell does this, we go here.
Yep.
We have to ask permission to use a restroom. I don't believe in asking permission for a bodily function.
Yep.
And it's weird that we're programmed this way, where sometimes in adulthood, people are asking to use a restroom. And it's not to college when their teachers tell us like, hey, don't ask, just fucking go.
In college, that's literally what in college they give you the freedom to be who you are.
Yeah.
But you
gotta think about it. I agree with how schools control
so when your mind is so
yeah.
When you're younger, that's your formative years. Like, you could be trained something 30 fucking years, and then for 5 years you're getting the best like quality shit, but that's like at the end of your like years.
Yeah.
You are still gonna revert back to, just like when they say childhood traumas. Like, you can be in a very healthy, functioning relationship as an adult, or a friendship, but the toxicity that you seen when you were younger always creeps in because you were never taught how to handle situations of healthinism.
Yeah, and a lot of times schools, they don't want you to ask questions or
they don't.
Why. They're like, why?
Neither does church.
They don't want you to question authority, and I believe in questioning authority, because just because you think it's right doesn't make it right.
Yeah.
So if you have, homeschooling, I've thought about it, because I'm like, I want to control what my children are taught. And a lot of times the education is not correct, because how old were you when you figure out Christopher Columbus never discovered America?
Girl, I was in college.
Exactly.
It's super ghetto. And they don't teach black history in school. And black history is something you should learn every single year. You should learn about the black holidays. You should learn about the black founding motherfuckers that made sure this bitch was out here running, because most of the white inventions were actually knocked off of the black inventions.
People, exactly.
But we're not going to talk about that right now, because y'all don't want to acknowledge the fact that you feel me?
So what is the biggest lesson COVID taught you?
COVID has taught me that mentally, that's all you really need, because if you can mentally like drive yourself through a pandemic, you can get through it, because everything is sparked off of fear, happiness, like everything goes off of emotions. If you try to logically go through a fucking pandemic, it's not going to work. You have to actually mentally be strong and be like, okay, I understand what's going on. This is how I'm going to get through it, but I need to keep myself in check, because emotionally, if I go off of emotions, bruh, like I will be wailing and crying, because the world is not built for a pandemic. So when you deal with something you've never dealt with, we've been alive for what, 26, 27 years? We've never dealt with something like this. We've never been prepared for something like this. Yeah. So only thing we're thinking of is what we know before pandemics. And before pandemics, we were never prepared to know how to be self-sufficient. We never knew how to find different avenues. Like, you have to learn. You have to learn new things. So you have to be open to the unknown. And a lot of people aren't. So with being the pandemic, it taught me just mentality is everything.
What COVID taught me is that no one gives a fuck about you. So you have to do whatever you need to do. You have to be selfish. That's what COVID taught me. Because there are a lot of jobs who are, for example, my brother. He worked for this oil and gas company, Honeywell. You know, he was a good worker, whatever. He got hurt. He fucked his leg up. And they told him, if you're in the middle of an assignment, you're good.
Yeah.
So one day, on a Monday, my brother found out that he lost his job. And they told him by Friday you have to be completely moved out your apartment and take all your shit because they're no longer paying for anything.
Yeah.
So you want someone who is crippled. I'm not say crippled. I think that's offensive. Someone who is hurt, because my brother tore his Achilles, to fly all the way to Chicago, clear all his shit from his apartment, clear all his shit from his office, and you're literally telling him on Monday.
You have to be gone by Friday.
You have to be gone by Friday. So clearly, the company that he's worked so hard for does not give a fuck about him enough to at least give him 2 weeks or at least give him some time, because they already told him previously that as long as you're in the middle of assignment, you don't have to worry about losing your job. But clearly that wasn't true. So COVID has taught me, no matter and my brother is a chemical engineer. It's not like he has like a petty ass job. I mean, I'm not trying to down people with different jobs, but
because I got a petty ass job if that's the case.
He has a high level paying job. So for someone to let him go like that with only a 5-day notice, is not even 5 days, it's really 4 days. So you told on Monday, so you have 4 days to literally. I think I was at your house when this happened. And I was like, oh,
you're like, shit. I gotta get a ticket.
I gotta get a flight to go to Chicago to help my brother move because he has one good leg, you know. So pretty much COVID taught me that no one in this world has your back like you have your own back. So we have to be self-sufficient. We have to pretty much, I guess, make our own income or have a passive income or something.
A passive income is very important.
A passive income, because we can't rely on these jobs. We can't rely on someone writing our checks for us, because we're just a number to them. So as soon as we're no longer useful, they would cut our bitch ass off, and we have to somehow find a way to survive.
And you remember where we were working, because we didn't want to return back to work.
Exactly like us.
They did not want us to come back. And God has a great way of fucking working, because that fucking place closed the fuck down within 2 months of reopening. So I think it also goes back to just like, like I said, mentally, just be prepared for all these kind of things. My question is, what do you hope happens after COVID?
I hope this shit goes away. I hope we find a way to live normal with it, because it's not going to go away. It's not. All these polio never went away. Smallpox never went away. All these other, things never went away. We just learned how to live with it without, spreading it in large numbers. I heard measles making a comeback because people aren't vaccinating their kids, but
I would be that person.
Your kids can die from measles.
Okay.
You okay with your kids dying?
My kids are not going to die, though. Do you not know that the rich and famous don't vaccinate their kids, and their kids are A-okay? Like, they test these vaccines on the poor
people,
kids. And they even said that, like, they were talking about how people going back to school will go by race, because the people that have more money, they can.
That wasn't true. That was made up. That was
even if it was made up, but I mean that's still a thing though, because I'm like, people that have a higher income family,
I believe they're testing this on poor people. That's what they do. It's always the poor people that they do this on.
And did you know that Bill Gates and his wife, they don't vaccinate their kids at all?
I did not know that.
Yeah, they don't vaccinate. So you're telling me a nigga that makes vaccines don't vaccinate his kids? Come on now. Like, when that shit came out, I was like, y'all just like to insult me at this point. That's how I feel. So after COVID, I just want people to do the research. That's what I only want to be the all in all. Even if it means being self-sufficient, if it means whatever it means for you, just do your research, because I know it might sound crazy. Yeah, I know it might sound crazy sometimes to y'all, but I spend a lot of hours on YouTube.
Just because you might sound crazy to some people, you might not sound crazy to other people.
Trust me, the people that I'm aligned with, they think I have common sense.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, just do what you feel is right. And if vaccinating your kids feels right to you, I'm not going to judge you, but I'm not going to do it. The thing is, be open to whatever you hear and whatever you feel, and don't shun people for their ideals or belief. It's like a religion. Yeah. Like, if I don't believe in doing it, don't make me feel stupid. Shove it down your throat. Because my mom was like sitting there like, well, I vaccinated y'all. That was your choice.
Yeah.
I said, you got to think about when I was raised, it was a different day and age. Like, the vaccines are probably different now. The different strands, just like a different strand of corona.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm like, because I don't want to take my kids to school, don't tell me. I said, it takes a village. So I said, if you want me to have kids, you need to be ready for at a drop of a dime. If I need you to pop up, you going to pop up. I'm going by that life lesson. It takes a village to raise a kid. Because my children are going to be raised by my family, not just me. My family. We all going to have a hand in this shit.
Okay.
So I think that once my family is ready to raise this shit, because I need everyone, all hands on this shit.
Your child is this shit?
This shit. Because my child's going to be the shit. So you ready to raise this shit? Oh, of course. Of course. We doing it.
So I hope everyone is living and learning to adjust to COVID right now. I think it's such a crazy time because we're all like, we're literally living through a pandemic. And in the middle of an election, in the middle of all these crazy, like, this is some crazy times right now. Not only that, it's in the middle of a motherfucking revolution because people are still protesting.
Black Lives Matter.
Portland, who knew the revolution would start in Oregon, Texas? I mean, I said Oregon, Texas. In Oregon.
You sure you're not drunk?
Well, I put some Jameson in here, so I'm feeling myself. So who knew the revolution would start in Oregon? So look, Black power, power to the people. Where the fuck are the kids going in
the border?
McCain, Texas. Where are those children going? We need to figure out what the fuck is going on. We need to abolish ICE, and we need to defund the police. How about that?
Low key, fuck 2020.
Hey, who talked about that song?
You did, bitch. You know what? Okay,
give me my credit. Give me my credit.
Credits to Samantha Chamaka.
Hey,
how do you say your last name?
I don't need my government name out there. I don't need my government name. I'm Thug Motherfucking Sammy, period.
Okay, Thug Motherfucking Sammy.
Okay.
Samantha, whatever. Okay. So, while y'all are at it, thank you for joining us on this journey. I know I try to skip into y'all following us because that's very important too, though. So thank y'all for following us on this journey. Thank you for taking your time to listen to us in our craziness and our messiness, because you know what? It's going to only continue. So,
if you haven't already, because you should have in the beginning of the episode, follow us at The Real Sip and Spill on everything except
Twitter.
It's Sip and Spill
1.
And give us a 5-star rating because we are
5-star bitches.
Bye.